So here recently, I was driving my NSX and the shifter just felt notchy, a little bit notchy. I would say in a percentage scale, I would say if 100% is normal, I would say it was like 70% of what it usually is. And I was like, what could it be? So I decided to open up the owner's manual, and I was like, there's no way in the world that you got to switch out this transmission fluid, because I replaced the transmission fluid not too many miles ago. And I was like, there's no way you need to replace it. I think I only have something like 20,000 miles on the transmission fluid. And I was like, I don't have to replace it. But I opened up the owner's manual and it says you have to replace the transmission fluid every 2 years. And it says it doesn't matter how many miles you have. If it's 2 years, you've got to replace the transmission fluid. So I was like, all right. So I went to the local Honda dealership. I bought the white cap MTF fluid. I lifted up the car. I replaced the transmission fluid. When I removed it, I have this container that I could measure how much fluid is coming out. It is the best container I've got from Lowe's. It's a paint bucket and it says quartz on it, and it's like kind of clear. It's not super clear, but it's clear. And you could see when the fluid's coming out, how much is coming out. And every time I'm doing an oil change, either for the transmission or the engine oil or whatever, I could tell how much fluid is coming out. And it just makes everything a little bit more nerdy, a little bit more precise. And I just love that I'm using that. But anyways, I'm taking out the oil. I think something like 2.8 quarts came out, and it's supposed to have 3 quarts. So I was like, all right, it's not a big deal. It was a little bit dark, but not anything crazy. Like as it was pouring out, it was still kind of clear. Of course, I haven't sent it off to get an analysis because I think that's just overkill. So then I put the new fluid in, right? I lower the car and I go for a drive, and I am back at like over 100%. It feels like butter again. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I've owned a lot of cars, and this is one of the first times that in 2 years, I had to replace the transmission fluid, and I was definitely under the recommended, I think 30,000 miles or something like that of the change. But here's the crazy part. Now that I look back, it makes sense. I did a half of a cross-country road trip with this car. I've been up mountains, over mountains. I've driven in the snow, I've driven in the rain, I've driven in the hot, in the cold here in Colorado. And I went through the oil in 2 years. Like, there's no question about it. So the main reason for this video is for you guys to know that changing out your transmission fluid in an NSX is an every 2 year process. Luckily, it's only 30 bucks. That's how much it cost me at the Honda store for the 3 quarts of MTF and the 2 washers, if you do it yourself, right? And lift up the car, and it's a little messy. I hate the smell, but it's only 30 bucks every 2 years, but it's a must. So I thought I'd share that with you guys because I'm back to an awesome transmission feel, and it's just so great. But I thought it'd be a great video for you guys to know that. All right, thank you for watching. You take care, stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.